Census 2013 has been created by 3 Square for educational purposes. This is not an actual food pantry, and these are not actual clients or pantry volunteers. This video was created to help support 3 Square's agency partners conduct their first annual census. The purpose is to demonstrate an efficient way to do client intake during the census and to answer some common questions that may come up. Let's talk about the census. During the whole month of October, every 3 Square program will ask every client to fill out a simple half-page survey every time they receive services. Residential group homes and children's programs will conduct their census in a slightly different manner. This film is designed to help programs that have a line of clients waiting to receive food. We know that having every client fill out a survey during your intake will require extra time and work on your part, but we hope by viewing this video you'll get some ideas that will help make this task as easy as possible. Even if your intake is not set up exactly like the one in this video, we hope you can take some ideas away and use them at your program. The census form is a simple half-page survey and should be filled out by the clients. Agency staff or volunteers can fill out the form if clients need some help. This form should be completed each time food is given to a client, even if the same client returns multiple times during the month. For pantries and meal programs, the census form will be two-sided, one side in English and one side in Spanish.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to go ahead and explain a little bit something different we'll be doing this month of October in our distribution. This is our first distribution, and I'd like to explain that we will be handing out to you a census form. This is only going to be taking place in the month of October, and the reason why we're doing this is that 3 Square Food Bank has asked us to cooperate with them in order to help them bring more food into our communities, and this will definitely help us. All we're going to ask you to do is to fill out the form, go ahead and keep the sheet, and then pass the clipboard behind you. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them.
Okay, thanks guys. So, here you go.
Why do I have to fill this out?
Okay, so what we're doing is we're collecting information for 3 Square so that they can have information to apply for grants and get more food for programs like us.
Well, my writing's not too good. Can you do this for me, please?
I'd be happy to assist you. It'll only take a minute.
Thank you very much.
What is your last name?
Thomas?
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to give my name. What do you need it for?
Don't worry, ma'am. Everything will remain confidential. If you feel more comfortable writing just the first 3 letters of your last name, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hey, why do you need my address? We want your address so that we know how far people are willing to travel to come to programs like ours to receive food.
Can I just put my zip code?
If you would be more comfortable just putting the numbers of your address and leaving off the street name, as well as your zip code, that would be fine, but we need as much information as possible.
All right.
Excuse me, miss, what if I don't know my zip code?
Just fill out the form as much as you can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm staying with my sister right now, but next week I have my own place. Do I have to fill this out?
Yes, go ahead and write the address that you're at now, and then when you come back next week, you can go ahead and give us a new one.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Really? Are you kidding me? I need to fill this out just to get some food?
Don't worry, ma'am. This is only during the month of October. After that, everybody will be back to doing everything normal, and we would really appreciate your information.
And if I choose to not fill it out?
Don't worry, we'll still go ahead and give you your box of food. However, your cooperation would really help us.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Excuse me. There are too many questions out here. This is too complicated. I don't want to fill this out.
Okay, well if you'd like, I can read the questions to you and then write the answers down. Would that help?
Yes, please.
All right, it'll only take a minute.
I don't think I know what you mean when you say households. Just what do you want me to put?
Well, how many people are in your family?
It's me, my mom, my husband, and my 2 kids.
Okay, that's a total of 5. That's the number you would write down on the form.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, what about me? My wife and I live with my sister and her 3 kids.
Who are you picking up for?
Just for me and my wife.
Okay, so that's 2, so that's a number you would write down on the form as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
We speak English and Spanish in my house. Which one should I circle?
Just go ahead and circle the one you speak the most.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, I come here all the time. You know me. I shouldn't have to do this.
I know, Mark. We really appreciate your cooperation, though. We're doing this across the valley, and everything that you fill out will definitely help us gather more food for us. So go ahead and fill it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No puedo llenar esta forma.
¿Me permite preguntarle por qué?
Solamente tengo mi licencia de México.
No se preocupe, señora. Aquí solamente la encuesta no es para el gobierno, so no necesitamos su identificación. ¿Se siente mejor?
Bueno, ok.
Muchísimas gracias.
What did she say?
She's concerned because she only has an ID from Mexico, but I told her since it's not a government survey, she really doesn't need any ID at all.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I'm picking up food for multiple families. I don't know how to fill out that form.
Are you picking up food for your family?
Yes.
All right, you just fill out this form for your family, and then an additional form for each family that you're picking up food for. On the top of each form, write delivery, and for their last name, instead of putting their name in there, just put the first 3 letters of their last name, as well as their zip code.
Okay, so I need to know their zip code, the first 3 letters of their last name, and then delivery.
Exactly.
And that's it. Okay.
That would be perfect.
All right.
Next. Thank you. Perfect form. Next, please. Thank you for filling out your form. It does look like there's a couple questions that you haven't answered. Could you fill them out for me, please?
Well, what do you mean by homeless?
Well, homelessness is how you view your living situation. If you consider yourself homeless, put a yes, circle a yes, and if not, circle no.
Well, but I'm living in a shelter, so do you need the street address of the shelter, or can I just list the shelter name?
No, just list the shelter name. That would be fine.
Okay, thank you.
We hope the video was informative and helped you to visualize how to get the survey filled out by your clients during the census month. We know that some agencies do not have access to as many clipboards as they might need for their distribution. We have crafted several different ideas that can be used in place of clipboards. A small box, 2 different types of folders, a binder, a notepad, a stack of forms, a piece of cardboard, and a magazine. We suggest that you put about 25 surveys on some clipboards and ask clients to fill out their form, take it off the clipboard, and hold on to it, and then pass the clipboard to the person behind them. We have found that this is the most efficient way to handle intake. The client will then give their filled out form to the intake volunteer as their sign-in for that distribution. Depending on the size of your intake line, using at least 5 to 12 clipboards for the surveys will help keep them moving along. If you have a few volunteers that can walk along the line to help answer questions, that would help to make sure all the clients understand the form and will increase their willingness to participate. The intake volunteer can quickly scan the forms to check if they look like they are filled out correctly, and then keep them in a safe place until they are turned into 3 square. Please remember, we will supply all the census forms you need for the month based on how many households you report in your monthly statistics. In an emergency, if you need more forms, please call us or go to our website to print off additional copies. There are 2 forms per page, so please cut the page in 2 so that you end up with 2 forms per sheet. The forms will be 2-sided. One side is in Spanish and one side is in English. We have different census forms for different program types, so please double check at the top of the census that you have the right form. We will help you with extra volunteers if needed. There will be a volunteer request form that will be emailed out with instructions, and the form will also be on our website. The really good news is that you will not have to figure out your own statistics for the month of October. To return your forms to 3 Square, you can mail them. We will supply you with an envelope and postage if needed. You can give your forms to your 3 Square driver. You can drop off your forms in a box located in the agency market pickup area. You can drop them off at a box located at our front desk reception area. An agency rep can pick them up if needed. Please go to our website for additional information and forms. We want to sincerely thank each program for supporting the new annual census. Thank you for all that you do for our community.